Chicken tractors. Which one is better, prefab or DIY chicken tractors? Today we're going to be talking about a prefabricated tractor that was made by Chicken Range Coop. This is called the Chicken Ranger. We ordered a 12x12 chicken tractor from them. This is movable and choreable by one person. In this video, we'll be talking about how we use this chicken tractor to raise broilers, layers, and the unique way that we currently use this chicken tractor in our large-scale poultry production. Is prefab better or is DIY better? So what did we order? We ordered a 12x12 chicken coop. There's also a 10x12 and a 6x8 size chicken coop for those of you who don't want such a large coop. We have two 22-pound poly feeders, coop waterer, rollaway nest box, side tarp, and a 12-foot coop roost. At the time of this recording, the coop by itself was $1,270. After everything, including the shipping and all the extra add-ons such as the feeders, the nest boxes, it came out to be $2,600. But remember, even though this is prefabricated, you can still customize it to meet your needs. Let's get into delivery and assembly. But I won't be the one telling you about it. My good friend Tim will be.
Hi, I'm Tim, the Facilities and Maintenance Supervisor here at Heifer Ranch. I want to tell you a little bit about receiving this Chicken Ranger and how it went together for us. It came on a freight truck. They got it to the back of the truck and we took a skid steer and unloaded it. Ours was 12-foot long pallet, 4-foot wide, so it required a loader. If you didn't have a loader, skid steer or a tractor loader, you could get it on the ramp if your truck is that equipped and get it on the ground that way. But if you order a smaller Chicken Ranger, you could probably just unload it by hand. Or I guess it would be possible to take it apart in the truck and unload the Chicken Ranger piece by piece. Once we got it out of the truck, we took it to flat ground. We found it was very neatly packaged. The instructions were easy to find. We began to assemble it and we started on one end and it just went very smooth. We did have a little bobble with the lifting mechanism, but it wasn't because of the directions, just because we had it on backwards. But after that, we were able to adjust the lifting mechanism the way we wanted it. I just liked every part of it. It was very well built and I liked the flat-free tires and the tarp is very well made. It took us probably about 30 minutes, me and another person. It was a pleasure to put together. It wasn't a problem at all.
Thanks, Tim. Now let's talk about broilers. What Chicken Range Coop recommends is to put 100 broilers in a coop this size and move it twice a day. So instead, we decided to put 50 broilers in here and move it once a day. While this process is overall pretty easy, we actually had some trouble. If you're a size like me and muscle capabilities and noodly arms, it is kind of heavy after the feed and the water because this metal is pretty thick. So as you can see, when I lift up on this bar, the wheels in the back raise up and you can slowly move it forward and your chickens will walk with you. After you get to the point of the new fresh grass, you can set it down, make sure your chickens are all safe. So this is pretty easy to chore completely by myself. For the 50 broilers that we put in here, we used two different waterers. We used this red bell drinker that you see inside here, and we also added a 5-gallon water that just sits on the ground. So because we had so much water space, we only needed to fill the water maybe once a week, and we used one feeder that you see here behind me, and we probably filled that every couple days most of their life inside here. Once they got closer to processing age, we were filling it about every day. We had no mortality in here, so that was pretty successful. This did get a little hot in the Arkansas heat, but you can fix that by putting a shade cloth over the top. That'll give them just a little more shade inside and keep it in a nice breezy area. Now let's talk about laying hens. Chicken Range Coop recommends putting a max of 30 laying hens in here. We put 15 pullets in here, so they did pretty well. Overall, the experience was about the same as the broilers. This is the nest box that you can order as an add-on, also from Chicken Range Coop. We didn't use this because to attach it to the coop, you have to cut into the side of it, make a big hole. Because we wanted to use it for something extra special later on, we didn't want to make any permanent changes to the coop itself. So we're just going to kind of show you and talk about this nest box a little bit. What I like about this is that it has little roost bars so the chickens can kind of hop on and then climb inside. Under this curtain, you can see there's nice padding here for the chickens to lay their eggs on. And then when they lay their egg, it rolls backwards. And then from the exterior, you can open this flap and collect their eggs. So that's pretty easy. You don't need to do any crawling inside. You can collect their eggs from the outside. One of the issues that we did have with it, because the laying pullets were so small, we did have issues with them escaping. As you can kind of see, there is pretty big gaps in here depending on the contour of the ground. Obviously the metal is not going to bend right there. One thing that I had an idea of how to fix that would be to maybe put some sort of rubber skirt on the bottom, just to kind of prevent them from seeing there's a way out, and also probably seeing predators as a way in. So make sure that your layer hens are big enough that they can't escape. So when we produce poultry at our scale, why does Heifer Ranch need a chicken tractor of this size? So we're not using it for our laying hens, and we're not using it for our broiler chickens. We're actually using it as a turkey hospital for our turkeys. So when our turkeys need a little extra tender love and care, we have them come into a little turkey hospital pen area that we can give them a little extra attention. We can check on them easier. They have less competition. They have this prefab structure now, and before we had a wooden structure, and now that that's about 10 years old, all that wood is kind of rotting out and our chicken wire is needing a little help. So we decided to go with this instead for our turkey hospital pen, just because it's going to hold up a lot better to the winds, to the age and the environment. Whereas the other one that we had, I had to use a gator, hook it up to the ball and pull it forward. I can just use this by hand, by myself, which is really convenient. So is prefab better than DIY? Well, from my experience with this, it would be a great piece of equipment for small-scale producers and homesteaders, as well as we've found a way for us to use it in our large-scale production. So what's nice about this prefab was that I didn't need to spend time trying to design it, measuring, figuring out how everything's gonna work out. And so it was quick, easy, really fast assembly. Overall, the design of this prefabricated chicken range coop fits our needs well. Whether you build a DIY coop or purchase a prefabricated coop like this one, it ultimately comes down to your farm's needs. Thanks guys! If you want to learn more about pasture poultry, go ahead and click the link to this video where I answer your questions. And if you have more questions, go ahead and enter them into the comment section below and we'll get back to you. And if you want to see how other people raise poultry on pasture, go ahead and click this link to see the farm tour here. Thanks guys, hope you have a good day. We'll see you next time.